The quest to be crowned champions of cricket is less than 20 days away. The top 8 teams in the cricketing world will battle it out at the ICC Champions Trophy in Pakistan and Dubai. And while the pressure should be on the teams competing, right now it is on the host nation Pakistan, who is facing massive heat before the tournament. The pressure is on the Pakistan Cricket Board or PCB to deliver on the long list of promises they made, because this marks the return of an ICC event to the country after nearly 3 decades. And Pakistan is making sure there are no hiccups in it. To give a sneak peek, the PCB has shared a glimpse of their newly renovated Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. Now letting the visuals speak for themselves. One thing is clear, that even after all the bragging of the almost ready stadium, the visuals show that the situation this moment is otherwise. And the reason behind that is simple. PCB wanted to show that cricketing world that they are ready. They are ready to compete and they are ready to host. Pakistan Cricket Board's chief Mohsin Naqvi even took a cheeky dig at India. And here's what he had to say.
Across the border, there are many people who are trying to find the tiniest flaw in our stadiums and arrangements. We will welcome all the arriving teams and their security and welcome arrangements. The whole of the PCB is working day and night to provide a seamless tournament.
Now, over the last few months, Pakistan has faced a lot of heat due to the unfinished reconstruction work at their stadiums. And while the PCB thought that the visuals of Gaddafi Stadium would put an end to the scrutiny, or even taking a jibe at India would put Pakistan in a better place, the tables have been turned otherwise. Several fans across the internet were quick to spot a 10 feet wide and deep trench separating the stands and ground. And to clarify, Pakistan said that this is to prevent any sort of pitch invasion. But fans noticed everything, and they were quite brutal in mocking PCB's new facility. So while the innovation is designed for both security and drainage, the reason being PCB getting mocked is the emphasis on security measures that they have promised. Pakistan has guaranteed a top-class security management for the Champions Trophy. They have even promised to deploy 17,000 security personnel throughout the tournament. In Lahore itself, the local Punjab government will provide round-the-clock security to visiting teams and players. And in the Gaddafi Stadium, around 7,500 police officers, including special commandos, will be deployed to secure the Lahore Stadium. So despite the intense security in place, why is Pakistan worried about a pitch invasion? Do they not trust their police officers and commandos to handle a full-packed stadium? Now, this seems like the trench isn't the only concern around Lahore's Gaddafi Stadium. The cricket ground is set to host 2 one-day international matches that are a part of tri-series between Pakistan, New Zealand and South Africa. The matches begin in less than 5 days, and the stadium is not even fully ready. And until date, it is still getting the final touches. The Cricket Board has already missed 2 deadlines to finish the renovation. The first deadline being January 25th and the second being February 2nd. And despite missing the deadlines, PCB is feeling proud about the so-called swift completion of the work.
The Gaddafi Stadium will be inaugurated on 7th February by the Prime Minister. It's in its final stages and the last touches are being applied to it. We promised it would be ready by the end of January, and you can all see how close it is to completion.
PCB is hailing the rapid upgrade of the Gaddafi Stadium as a unique record in the world of cricket. But the question is, was there a need for such a last-minute approach? To think that Pakistan was decided as host country 3 years ago and the actual work on these stadiums only began late last year, the country has already invested over 12 billion Pakistani rupees, which is roughly around 42 million US dollars in getting the stadiums ready. Yet, they are far from completion. And maybe PCB were hoping for a last-minute miracle. But the question is, should they even brag about the stadiums being 99% ready for the matches? The return of an ICC event is indeed an historic moment for Pakistan. And if they were so concerned and excited to mark the return of an ICC event, should they have started the preparations earlier? And will the hasty approach prove to be a bane for Pakistan? Now that is something that remains to be seen.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we've put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbours were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout the week. Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. City measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
we were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.